Hello YouTube, this is DrawingKit1313 and welcome to part 3 of my mod showcase for Thaumcraft 2 version 2.1.6D. I apologize for this being, there's been a long gap in between episodes, in between the last episode and this one. I've been having some computer problems and YouTube problems and all that, but now everything is sorted out and we can continue with our spotlight. So, before we, begin with the spotlight, I'm just going to answer a few questions that I frequently get asked in the comments section. The first one being all the different mods that I have. You can see that I have a whole bunch besides, just Thaumcraft. These are actually the mods that I use in my Let's Play Season 3, so if you really want to know which ones I have, go head over to my channel and check out my, my Let's Play Season 3 playlist, and you can go ahead and look at that. There, the description has a link for my forum post, which has all the mods that I use, as well as download links. Another one that gets frequently asked is this thing right here, the little TMI-like thing that I use. This is actually NEI, not enough items. It's very awesome. Not only can it, give you items and all that, controlled time of day, rain, all that stuff, but you can also look up recipes with it, which is why I like it so much. So that's what I have there, and the last and final question that I can think of is the seed, because as you can see I spawned like right over there. I spawned right over there near a lava pit, and then there's a village right there. I kind of blew it up, but that won't be like that if you use this seed. So real quick, the seed is right there if you want to go ahead and check it out. And we're done. Alrighty, so, like I said, this is part 3. In the last part, I showed you about researching, which is, the way that you're going to acquire most of the knowledge of the mod, the different things that you can craft. So in this part, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to generate Vs. You learned about Vs in part 1 if you watched it, and that's pretty much what you use to create most of the items that you use in Thaumcraft. So obviously there has to be a way to generate it, and I'm going to show you how in just 1 second. So when you first start your world and you're using, the mod Thaumcraft, you're not really going to have much. You're not going to have, the researching done, and you're not going to really have a lot of knowledge on how to craft different items. So the first thing that you're most likely going to do is create this thing, a Crucible. Awesome. A Crucible is pretty simple. All you have to do is throw an item in there, and it burns it and converts it directly into Vs. You can do this with any item from diamond to iron to gold to cobblestone. Of course, cobblestone doesn't, there's different values for the Vs. And if you're using NEI, like I am, there's actually a plugin for it called the Thaumcraft plugin. You can find it on the download page for Thaumcraft. And it'll actually show you the smelting value of it. Now, like on diamond, it says that the smelting value is 64. Iron ingot, the smelting value is 5. And, all that stuff. Gold, smelting value is 27. It doesn't all get converted directly into Vs. Like I said in part 1, there's actually an opposite of Vs, being taint, and the way it works in this one is, I forget the exact measurements, but not all of the 64. I believe it may be half and half. It may be half and half, so you get 32 Vs and 32 taint out of this, but I'm not 100% sure. So it's not all just converted into Vs, you do get a little bit of taint from it. So you want to be careful when you're first using this, because you can actually corrupt your world if you have too much taint in it. So now that you have your first bit of Vs, what are we going to do with it? Well, I don't know what you're going to do with it, but you may not be able to do much because I haven't showed you the recipe yet. The recipe for a Crucible is a furnace, a cauldron, and any type of crystal. It could be depleted crystal, Vs crystal, vaporous, aqueous, earthen, fiery, and tainted. So that's awesome. And the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to craft up some of these. These are Vs conduits, and it's the way to transport your Vs from point A, or the Crucible, to point B, which is something that I'm going to show you in a minute. So right here we have some wooden planks, some glass panes, and a piece of redstone in the middle, getting you a Vs conduit. Awesome, just place them down and they will connect, as you see. If they're not near anything, they don't connect to anything. It's pretty cool. And yeah, you can just go ahead and run them anywhere you please. So what you're going to want to do next is craft up this thing. This is a Thaumic infuser. Let's go ahead and look up the recipe for it. And it's just some stone, some iron ingot, an aqueous crystal, and a stone slab. Or sorry, any type of crystal, it doesn't have to be aqueous. Let's go ahead and place this thing down and look at the interface a little bit. When you open up the interface, it looks very complicated. It looks complicated, but you know, it also looks really cool. It's the mod maker of this mod just did an amazing job. Very awesome. But it's actually pretty simple. A lot of the recipes that you use in Thaumcraft, like to make some of the like mystical items, like let's see if we can find anything. Like something like an extract of purest magic or an extract of anything. You're gonna want to make that in an infuser. You're not gonna be able to make it in just any crafting table. And the way an infuser works is it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6 input slots, and then it has 2 different output slots. This is where any depleted crystal will go, so any type of V's crystal that you use in here has a chance of returning a depleted crystal, which you can do something with those, but I'm not going to show you in this part. Right here is the main output, and it's what the item is being crafted as. That's going to be the output of it. Right here is the progress bar, and right here is an upgrade, but I'm going to get to those in another part of the showcase. Right here, again, another part of the showcase. So there are a whole bunch of different recipes for this, and I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to go through one that you are definitely going to want to know. We're going to get some V's crystals. You can use any type of crystal for this. And then we're going to get some regular wood. And it could be any type of wood. Any type of wood like that. So, now that you have those, you can go ahead and put those. It doesn't really matter where they are. And you can see that's going to work up. It's going to use a V's that you created. Daytime, please. It's going to use the V's that you created. And you can see that it's pulling it through here and putting it into there. And we get enchanted wood from this. Enchanted wood is awesome because it's going to allow you to craft a V storage tank. A V storage tank is crafted with some glass panes and some of that enchanted wood. The way that these work is you could just go ahead and place it down like right there, and it's going to go ahead and absorb all the V's and the taint in your system. Alright, so you notice that when we used some of the V's in our infuser, the color of the liquid inside here turned very dark. And that is because only taint was left inside here. All the V's has either been used or was stuck inside the pipes. So that only uses V's. There are more upgrades to it so that I can use taint, but I'm going to get to those in another part. So yes, this thing will store both your V's and taint, but be careful because if you store too much taint inside it, it'll go ahead and explode and do some bad stuff to the surrounding areas. So be careful. So I know that this part was only supposed to teach you how to create V's, but to get some of the other machines that you use to create V's, you have to know how to craft that enchanted wood stuff. So I figured I would just go ahead and show you the infuser and the tanks and the conduits. Excuse me, I burped and I shouldn't have done that on camera. But yeah, I just showed you the recipes for those. So the next method of creating V's is with this thing right here. It is a V's condenser. The recipe involves that enchanted wood, again, need it from that stuff, some iron ingots, a V's conduit, and a V's crystal. Let's go ahead and place it down and see how it works. Place it down, it looks really awesome. You can see that the V's conduit connects to it like so. It'll also connect to the sides. And I believe it'll also connect to the bottom. Yes, it'll also connect to the bottom. Awesome. Alright, so, look in the interface right here. It's kind of messed up because of this thing right here. This is another mod that I have, inventory tweaks. But you can see that it's a pretty simple interface. It has one input, one output. This is a little progress bar, and these are the 2 upgrade slots that I mentioned earlier. This represents the phase of the moon, and this thing will actually operate quicker the fuller the moon is. So right now it's actually a full moon, so it's really not going to be all that efficient at this point. But if it were a full moon, it'll go ahead and do that. Can I change it? Yes, I can. Alright, so now it's almost a full moon again. And it's going to be a little bit more efficient, so let's go ahead and put our V's crystals in there. You can use any type of crystal in here, by the way. I'm going to place them down. See, at this progress bar starts, it starts all the way up at the top, and it's going to, move down as the lifespan of the crystal moves, or it goes depletes. And you can see that a crystal pops up right here, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Again, that's another really awesome thing about Thaumcraft, just all the sprites and the GUIs and the just the visual effects that the mod has is just absolutely amazing and very just very cool. So you can see that it is, it's running along. e- Excuse me again. Every so often you'll see Vs. You just saw it right there. This is a very slow way to produce Vs. However, it does produce pure Vs, so it does not produce any taint, and it's just, you don't have to burn up your items. I mean, I guess you do have to use Vs crystals, but there's a way to get them back. So, yeah. So now that you have seen that, just a few words of warning. This thing, what it's actually doing is it's not draining Vs out of the actual crystal itself. It's using the crystal to go ahead and pull the Vs out of the atmosphere. So by using this, you're actually draining the local aura of Vs that you have in the chunk that you're in. So you want to be careful, because if the Vs level gets too low, the Vs won't be able to combat the taint and your chunk can actually get corrupted. Um, Speaking of which, and hopefully like most people are still watching this at this point. But if you do want to see what taint will do to your chunk that you are in, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description of a time-lapse video that I made of a chunk getting corrupted by taint. Basically, I set up a system that drew all the Vs out of the atmosphere and put taint into the atmosphere, and it's raining. And I made a time-lapse video of it, and it turned out pretty well. So if you want to see that, go ahead and look in the description for the link of the video. Alright, so let's take a few steps back and talk again about this Crucible right here. This is actually the lowest tier of the Crucible. There are more and more upgrades to it, and you can see them right here in NEI. You have the Crucible of Eyes, the Thaumium Crucible, Crucible of Souls, and yeah, something else. But these are actually obtained by researching. You have to research the item. Um, you know, Again, watch part 2 if you don't know what researching is. And I'm not going to go over them because it's pretty basic. The only difference is that it'll hold more Vs. So you can see that. Let's go ahead and place another Crucible here and burn up. Oh, I don't know, a diamond block. You can see that it actually overflows, and you want to be careful about making it overflow because you saw all the taint that got released into the atmosphere. And again, that's not good. So it has, a certain internal storage. I believe this stores. I guess we could find it out. But this does store, I believe, 1 tank's worth, if I remember correctly. But basically, the better the Crucible is, the more it will hold. If you get upgraded enough, it won't overflow, and it also produces less taint and more Vs, so something that you may want to look into. Oh no, I fell in, I'm getting burned up. So it looks like I was almost correct. It holds, looks like a little bit over 1 tank full, so awesome. So I believe that's pretty much it for the different ways to create Vs. I have showed you just a few ways, and I think those are all the ways that I can think of at the moment. Um, so yeah, I want to thank you for watching. Um, I hope are enjoying the showcase. Hope you are learning a lot about the mod, because it's definitely an amazing mod and definitely deserves to be well known. And it actually is, but the more people that know about it, the better. So yeah. So I want to thank you for watching. I think that in the next part I'm going to tell you more ways to transport beasts and more ways to kind of control where it goes. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, if this video has helped you, help me out by leaving a like, or adding the video to favorites, or leaving a comment saying that you liked it. Any of that things. It really helps me out, when people like my video, because it allows other people to find my videos more easily. I dropped that thing, didn't I? Oh well. But it allows other people to find my videos more easily, which is good because it allows my channel to grow and expand. So again, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll join me in the next part of my Thaumcraft mod showcase. See ya!